How's it going, guys? I hope you guys had a great year. I definitely did, especially with my Japanese FGO side of things. I had some really interesting stuff happening. Really happy about it. And great year. Hope you guys had a great year, new year as well. And let's get into the video. So, many of you would know that I stream on Twitch, especially when I play my Chinese account. I usually show off the Chinese new content over there and not really doing it on YouTube, even though, like, you know, I'm Arknights channel, but I just don't want to spoil things. So this time you see Arknights CN in the title, you might be really surprised. Like, what? Why is Elon Musk doing this? It's because I have a little announcement to make. But before then, we have to go into some history. So, how many of you remember this video? Back in 2020 September, I got addicted to roguelike. It was so good. I loved it so much. And then soon we got it in EN as well, right? And I got super addicted to it. I finished pretty much all the mode. I played like 16 hours a day of it. And many of you would know that I'm a huge fan. I really think that roguelike is the best potential, best possible content for Arknights. And then there is this new announcement that was made. So, roguelike permanently comes to Arknights on 5th of January for CN. And you know, I was supposed to make this video when this announcement would make, but to be honest, I was waiting for more and more announcements. Like this date wasn't even clear until like a few days ago, personally, for me. And so, you know, I thank God I waited for this long to make this video. You know, it was definitely for the information, not because I was lazy, definitely. And so I would like to make a little announcement saying that I am going to stream this on Twitch, surprisingly. But why am I announcing it here? It's because there's a few things that I want to do and I would like you guys to join me. But first of all, let's go through some of the new things that they've added. I'm not going to go through everything because there's going to be some interesting stuff and it gets a bit complicated as well. So I want to experience them on the stream, but not like I'll just give you some teasers of what is to come. So first things that I feel really excited about is that they are allowing us to choose what team, like comp operators we want to start with. So you can start with Vanguard, Snipers, then Specialists. You can start with Defender, Sniper, and Caster. You can start with Guard, Supporter, and Medic. Or you can go with Random, as usual. And with Random, you're guaranteed to have a free operator that is 4 stars, like usual, which is really good. I think this gets rid of that a lot of gambling to get that first Guard ticket that a lot of people do. So I think this is a great change. Second change that I spotted is that 5-star operators are now 3 hopes to summon instead of 4. I think this is a great change and this will definitely bring a lot of fun into like using more 5 stars and so on. So this is the second second thing I spotted, which I'm really excited about as well. Third, this is actually themed around Phantom, but they have announced that they will release new themes of roguelike. So it's going to be like completely different stages, completely different reward, completely different everything. And then we will have different themes at the same time. So it's like 2 different CC maps-ish, but it is completely like one theme of roguelike plus another. So last time we had it, it was Chaos Fungi Mist. Now this time's Phantom, and then we'll get another one. So it's Phantom plus another one, which is really awesome. Personally, I'm really happy that they are pre-announcing that they're gonna give us more content after this. Really happy. Good on you, Hypergriff. Good on you. And then obviously, like, because it is permanent mode, they can't just give us like one thing and then, you know, wait till end of 2022 to get us another theme and nothing to do in between. So what they say is that we will get rewards according to how, like, it's like a grind system, right? But you will also get reward for grinding, of course. This reward will expand monthly. So you will get more and more to do every single month. You can come back every month and you'll always get more and more reward. I find that really awesome. Also, we're getting a free operator for playing this as well. Pretty awesome. And then obviously, with new theme, we get new collectibles, right? So I found this really interesting collectible. There are other ones that they announced, but this one is definitely the most interesting. This one's effect is that when the battle starts, it will shuffle all of our operators' cost. So you can think, you know, I can bring like a 3 cost robot and Mudrock, and they can switch around. I get a 3-cost Modrock. Something like that can definitely happen. Obviously, you can get a 30-cost Vanguard, but you know, that is what is potentially. I think that is a lot of fun, and you can work around, you can have build that work around this as well. Really fun. Next is I really didn't want to announce this before, but I think that this is one of a really important part of my plan. So include this. This is the part where that they announced this new mechanic that you'll get treasures randomly spawned on each stage, each combat, like some combat stages. And then if you protect this treasure box, you will get extra reward. If the monsters walk through it, you just lose it. Simple mechanic, but really interesting. It will definitely change the dynamic of some of the stages. Really like how they're implementing things like this. And then this is our newest. This literally came out today, like a few hours before recording, that they will give you monthly teams. So as an example over here, January 2022, the monthly team here is that you will start with Modrock, Warfare, and Vigna. And this is your starting member. You will go into this game with this 3 starting member. Everything else will be different. And I can see that they will actually just give you this refreshment of 1 team every month. The interesting thing is that you will get extra reward and you will also get story. I love how you will get story in this. So in general, I think that they have done a great job in expanding how roguelike works. I feel like they haven't really changed like the fun part of roguelike, but they've expanded it, which I really appreciate. So that is roughly most of the announcement that I find interesting that we got. Here's my personal announcement. As I say, I will be streaming this, but just streaming the game wouldn't be fun, right? So I thought I could add a few ways for my viewers to interact with the gameplay. So I came up with some limitations that you guys can set me. And since it got really close to CC-ish, I decided to call them tags. So here are the tags that some of us has came up with. It's really some friends and my viewers and me working on them together, and we came up with this list. So there are currently 9 tags. There will be a hidden one that will only happen when I cleared hardcore mode. So let's go from the beginning. We're banning 1 operator where you can ask me to ban thorns. I cannot bring thorns for the entire run. Most of these will work for an entire run. So not just 1 stage, but the entirety of a whole run, obviously. No free operators means that I cannot go and collect those, like, you know, let's say random start operators and I can't just get the free 4 stars. No, none of those. No free operators. I think that is pretty understandable. Don't take a collectible. So this is where you can specify that you don't want me to take a certain collectible. Let's say I encountered this collectible that can expand my team size to, I don't know, +1 or something. You can say, you can't take this, and then I'll have to continue with 6 operators in my team only. Good on you. Bad for me. Next one is operator lock. Essentially what this is that you will choose 1 operator, and I will have to take that operator and bring him, it, whatever with me for the entire run. So let's say if you specify, I must bring Cruz for this round, for this run, I will always keep Cruz in my team for the entirety of this run. Pretty interesting, I would say. Choose a goal. So as last time we had 3 like possible endings, this is where that you will choose which ending I will work towards. Definitely, I cannot guarantee to get that reach that certain ending, but I will try my best and choosing all the options to get to that goal. Obviously, if you combine these tags, it gets harder, right? It's not just 1 tag that I'm working with. It will be several tags that you guys will stack together and I will have to work on those. So this seems like a really simple, like, you know, really simple tag, but it gets really hard. Next one is banning a class. You can only have 1 of this per run, maybe 2, depends. But essentially you can ban an entire class. If you want to say ban guards, no guards for the entire run. This is really hard. And I hope no one really does this to me, but I also kind of wish someone does this to me so you can show how good I am at the game, you know, pro. Next tag I would say is kind of crazy, but no E2s. As you know, in roguelike, you can choose operators and then later on you can promote them to E2, right? If you choose this, for the entire run, I cannot promote anyone to E2. But there is a limitation to this, is that you cannot set the tag after I've already claimed the E2, because you'll just be wasting my hope, which is not fair. So definitely only before I've already gotten an E2. Next one gets a bit crazy. No shops. So as you know, every run you can, like, you will encounter some shops and you can spend the run, like, currency in it. And then you can, you know, buy specific collectibles. Let's say expand your team, recruits a certain type of operator. None of those. None of those. You gotta be really sadistic for me to do this. But yes, I will set it as a tag. Now, hardcore. Hardcore is, as it says, I will only have 1 HP. This is just like CC. This is the reason I'm calling these tags. Hardcore is the tag that will not work with any other tag. I am so sorry, but this will be literally impossible if I choose other tags plus hardcore. And hardcore is currently the hardest, I would say the hardest tag in this entire list. If I leak 1 enemy, I'm out. Now, you remember how I mentioned that I will have a hidden tag? The question mark down there. What is that? Is that it will be unlocked after I have cleared hardcore once. And going back to the announcement, do you guys remember how there was this mechanic where you can collect treasures? This one, essentially, the extra hardcore, I would say hardcore plus, is essentially that the treasure box is my life. If I lose the treasure box, I lose my life. Hardcore plus. This is going to be the hardest part of all my tags, and that is all my tags for roguelike. Obviously, these will be there for entertaining you guys, but also entertain me as well, because I get to get more challenges in playing roguelike and hence enhancing the length of the, you know, enjoyment. So I really hope that you guys would join me at my Twitch channel when this is officially live. It is, I think, 3 hours before the 5th of January reset, EN reset. So join me on Twitch if you want to come and participate in this incredible. See ya.